Well, hey everybody, I'm John Rethlin with my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Royal Quest from the Copper Box Arena in London. And it was overall a pretty fun show. A couple title changes, some really good matches, solid undercard, and really good 4 championship matches to close out the show. I would be remiss, however, if I didn't mention that there were some technical issues, either at the venue where the stream was having issues here in the States, or Fight TV. I mean, I'm not really sure. Fight TV did address this stuff, and it seemed like everything got worked out. It was frustrating. I'm still happy I spent my 25 bucks, so I'm not going to throw the blame at them. As angry as I got, like, you know what? These things happen. It is what it is. As frustrating as it was, this was overall a pretty fun show. And if I thought I missed anything, I could always catch the replay, but I was able to see pretty much the whole goddamn show. So let's just get on with it. Card rundown, with some graphics and some cool stuff and everything, a nice cool voiceover. The technical issues only bothered me because we didn't get commentary for some of it. Gino Gambino, Kevin Kelly, and then later Andy Boy Simmons joined, and actually by that point, those things were fixed. But that could have just been chalked up to faulty equipment or something. Still, when the commentary was there, it was cool. And we got Roppongi 3K and Rocky Romero versus Taguchi, Ren Narita, and Shota Umino in a fun opener. It was actually cool to see all these guys at the Super J Cup in Tacoma just last week. That was a whole lot of fun. I'm really happy I went to that show. But there were some cool Let's Go Shooter chants, Taguchi chants, Romero, Rocky Romero chants. Crowd was goddamn, I love this crowd. You guys were fucking awesome. I mean, if anybody happens to be watching this that was in the crowd, you guys were fucking awesome. Like, really, I love the UK scene. Like, they really have the most passionate fans. They honestly do. Just great stuff. And I mean, it was over 6,000 of them. And that was really, really close to a sellout in that venue. That's a pretty sizable number. And they lent so much energy to the talents. They really were feeling it. You could absolutely tell. So as for the match, there were some hard chops and typical stuff with the young lions and everything. They got in their shots. Some good comedy and everything, as you would expect. But in the end, the last ride with double knees pins Ren Narita 1, 2, 3. And that was a fun opener and everything. So more than ever, until you got about to, I would say, the third match, like the first 2 undercard matches were decent. I mean, I feel bad for saying that because the second undercard match is Yujiro Takahashi and Hikuleo versus Kota Ibushi and Juice Robinson. And Hikuleo got double teamed a bit. There was a huge pop when Ibushi and Juice made their entrance. That was really, really good. I'm going to put over the crowd a lot during this. Hikuleo gets double teamed a bit. It's nice to see him back in the ring. He really has those heavy-handed chops down pretty well, and he's going to grow into being a pretty good wrestler, provided he can stay, relatively injury-free, because he just did come back from an injury a few months ago. Ibushi gets beat up a bit. Everybody gets in. We get, some nice, moves and everything. People hitting their stuff. Yujiro hit a couple of shots in, but in the end, Kamigoye pins Hikuleo for the 1, 2, 3, and there we go. So, yeah, Ibushi continues his momentum. I don't think there was any doubt that Ibushi and Juice were going to win this match, especially with Ibushi just winning the G1. Juice having beat Jon Moxley, and, of course, speedy recovery to Jon Moxley as he is currently dealing with, MRSA in his arm, or MRSA. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's no goddamn joke at all. Hopefully he recovers, and we can get that match maybe a King of Pro Wrestling or something like that, because that's probably when we're going to get it. Otherwise, we might get it at Wrestle Kingdom, and he might drop the title to Juice Robinson there. But then we get Birds of Prey, I believe is what they're called, which, well, hopefully we don't hear anything from the people that wrote and created the actual show Birds of Prey, but it's Robbie Eagles and Will Ospreay versus Taiji Ishimori and ELP. I want to address something really, really quickly. People were slandering what ELP cut in a promo, apparently. I did not hear it. I just heard about it. He apologized. Guys, mistakes happen. I'm not saying what he said was cool, but mistakes happen. Okay? I'm just going to leave it at that. That's really all I want to say there. But Ishimori and ELP, current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champions. Robbie Eagles, having recently joined Chaos, actually got to see all these guys at the Super J Cup as well, and that was a blast. Seeing Will Ospreay versus Amazing Red in that fantastic main event. When you get a chance, when the Super J Cup episodes go up, on demand on New Japan World, please check out Night 1. That was absolutely tremendous. That Amazing Red Will Ospreay match was fan-fucking-tastic. So, of course, Will Ospreay is the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. And we get a lot of heel tactics, as you would expect. Some really good tag flow from both these guys. Eagles and Ospreay working well together. Excuse me. Ishimori and ELP working very well together as a tremendous team. I do apologize for my voice, by the way. Dealing with some allergies, but I'm dealing with them. But anyway, so this was some good stuff. Really, really good shit, actually. It got a whole lot better towards the end. We got a nice double Spanish fly, and that pinned Ishimori for the 1-2-3, and then Ospreay and Eagles challenge for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships at some point. I'm guessing we're going to get those either on the Destruction Tour or King of Pro Wrestling. And at that point, I mean, I'm not really sure what else you would do. I mean, if you have ELP and Ishimori lose, then what's going to happen? I mean, I don't know. They're at least they're trying to form other teams, and maybe this is a way to get the title off of Will Ospreay. Maybe Hiromu Takahashi comes back and beats Ospreay at at Wrestle Kingdom or something like that. They're doing a 2-day event for Wrestle Kingdom, so we will see. But that was a good match, and then we get Jay White and Chase Owens. Yay, Chase! Sorry, I'm about to go to sleep here. I got nothing against Chase as a person. I just don't find him interesting at all. So they took on Sonata and Tetsuya Naito. It was a good build for White versus Naito, which is going to be taking place the 22nd of September, I believe. And at one of the Destruction shows. And there was there were still some signal issues. In fact, this is where things got a little bit annoying, but I was able to catch most of the match. Some cool stuff, some good shots. Jay White just playing a full-on dick heel. But in the end, Skull End does tap Chase Owens for the 1-2-3. And then afterwards, Jay White gets a chair, starts beating the shit out of Naito, and then or tries to beat the shit out of Naito. He beats up Sonata, tries to beat up Naito. Naito counters, and then hits Destino, and of course, Kevin Kelly has to make the call. I swear Naito's trying to hold out, pinning anybody in that move in any match, just to see if he can tire out Kevin Kelly. Kevin Kelly's got a hell of a voice on him. Good stuff. Like I said, a nice way to build. I want to make mention really, really, really quickly, though, as far as the Destruction shows. So many of them, I mean, there are a few that are going to be live, including a few at Cork and Hall, and then a lot of them are going to be on demand. And then they're going to have 2 of the Destruction shows, I think the 15th and the 16th, and then they're going to have more, VOD ones, so they'll be on demand later. And then there's a Destruction show on the 22nd. I'm probably going to only be able to watch the Destruction, the big Destruction shows, the 15th, 16th, and 22nd, is I'm really burned out right now. So maybe if things change, I will have some other New Japan content up, but otherwise this may be the only New Japan review you guys get until, for another couple weeks. So I hope you guys understand. But I'm very excited for Jay White versus, Tetsuya Naito. That should be fun. Guerrillas of Destiny versus Aussie Open. Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis for the IWGP tag titles. I believe that Aussie Open here won the Rev Pro Wrestling. It was like a Road to Royal Quest tournament or something like that. They won the right to face the Guerrillas of Destiny. I have never heard of Aussie Open before this. I'm saying that right now. Okay, so I'm not going to pretend like I'm a big fan of them. I will say this, though. This was very, very good. For having never seen them, I can see there were people in one of the chats and on the Fight TV chat, but also on Twitter that were praising them, and I can see why. They are a very good team, and I hope that if New Japan does World Tag League this year, they may not, but if they do World Tag League this year, we get to see we get to see them in there, because Aussie Open was damn good and damn impressive. They started off hot. There was some Kane usage, of course, because Jato's at ringside. Fletcher gets targeted for a bit. Some very, very close near falls. Very close near falls for GOD, getting the win almost, and then for Aussie Open, almost getting the win. Fletcher kicks out of it was a diving headbutt by Tangaloa. Diving headbutt, easy for me to say, and then a frog splash by Tangaloa, or Tamatanga, who I got to see live about a month ago. Really, really, a 2-day event. I didn't get a chance to meet the guy, unfortunately, but seemed like a cool guy. The Aussies really, really came close. I think they were going for something. I think it was fidget spinner. I think it's actually what the move was called. But Tamatonga hits the gun stun out of there, and ape shit, the big old, Jack Pile driver, or it's like the Samoan driver, essentially. I mean, I know they're Tongan, but I'm just saying, it's like what Rikishi used to use, just to sit out like, pile driver, which I thought was actually pretty cool. And then, of course, Superbomb pins Fletcher for the 1-2-3. Really good showing by Aussie Open, though. They are if You guys know matches that if there are matches on YouTube that you guys would like me to watch of theirs, please leave the links in the comments, and I will make sure to check those out, because I'm certainly interested to see what they're going to do. This was a very, very good tag team match. Very well done. Guerrillas of Destiny winning did not shock me at all. Of course, they should retain, but Aussie Open had a damn good showing. And then we get Tomohiro Ishii versus Kenta for the Never Openweight Championship. This was fun and hard-hitting, and I'm worried that Kenta may have not just been selling during this. This was a little bit odd. In fact, very scary. It was very, very scary during this. He got... There were some heavy hits and chops and stuff like that that just absolutely, it hurt my head. It made me cringe. The crowd loved Ishii. They popped huge for Ishii. There were some fuck you Kenta chants, and they were loud. Once again, this crowd, fucking Christ. Oh, and by the way, early in the other match, the tag match, they loved Aussie Open, they loved Guerrillas of Destiny, so they were cheering both, and that was some good stuff. But the fuck you Kenta chants were loud. It's a good thing they decided to turn Kenta early. You could argue that, or they turned him when they did. You could argue it was a little too early, but it's a really good idea that they did. Stiff kicks, heavy strikes. There was a delayed DDT spot by Kenta, off the ropes from out of nowhere. I was worried Kenta got concussed, though. Just because maybe it was just really, really good selling. Kenta has been wrestling for a number of years. I believe almost 2 decades. Or, well, yeah, close to 2 decades, if not 2 decades. He is a really, really good talent. Obviously, he was besieged by injuries during, or injuries just attacked him during, his time in NXT. But I'm a little worried that he got concussed here, or he got at least his bell rung. Maybe he didn't get concussion, but he got knocked loopy. There was a delayed vertical suplex or whatever, and Kenta kind of botched that. I thought Ishii's neck was going to snap, but Ishii doesn't have a neck. But I was really worried about him still. There were both of them did the Shibata sit and slap. They both did this Shibata, leg cross and everything, and were just slapping each other and that kind of stuff. That was a cool spot. The thing that bothered me, though, you had Guerrillas of Destiny run down. And I got nothing against Tama Tonga and Tangaloa. I got nothing against them. But you get the Bullet Club running down, doing the same things. I get it, Kenta's a member of Bullet Club. Sometimes you have to have heels do that kind of stuff. But you don't need to do that with the matches. I hate to say it. I think you probably should have had Kenta beat up Ishii. Yes, it protects Ishii, and Ishii could win the title back at some point. Or Ishii could go on and fight for the Intercontinental title, easy for me to say, and maybe beat Jay White if Jay White beats Naito. Maybe you could have Ishii win the title, the Intercontinental title at Wrestle Kingdom. Something like that. The whole point is, though, it took away a little bit from the match, because then you had vertical drop, brainbuster. He hit it, but then 1-2, referee gets pulled out, ref bump, magic killer by Guerrillas of Destiny. 1-2, Kenta covers, but just for 2. Big old palm strike, that was for 2. And then later, GTS, 1-2-3, new champ. Kenta seemed very off, though. Kenta seemed off for half of this match. Now, maybe it was how hot the building was. Maybe it was an off night for him. Maybe he did get his bell rung, but he wasn't concussed. I'm not sure. I'm not blaming Kenta here. I'm just worried and hoping that he's okay. I'm not surprised that Kenta won, though, because I think it was pretty obvious after what happened, when Shibata returned and absolutely blew everybody away, and they were careful not to hit him in the head, which is probably a good thing. It's a very good thing. Maybe we're going to get Kenta versus Shibata if Shibata gets cleared. Maybe. Have it happen in Wrestle Kingdom, though. If you're going to have Shibata return, especially after nearly a 3-year hiatus by that point, then it's probably a good idea. Because I think last match was Sakura Genesis 2017, so it would have been almost 3 years. If Shibata can't return, hey, all the best. I really, really hope that he just has a long, healthy life. But boy, I can't lie to you. If he's for it and he's cleared, I'd love to see it. Especially if he wants to have it happen. So, but it was a good match. I didn't like the run-in stuff necessarily. Hopefully Kenta is okay. But, new champion. We then get Zack Sabre Jr. versus Tanahashi, Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship match. Pretty damn good match. You're getting 2 guys that work well together despite their styles and style differences, and the fact that one has youth on his side and one is Tanahashi. And I'm not writing up Tanahashi. The man's only 41, 42 years old. I think 42. He's one of the 2. but he's got the body of like a 51-year-old as far as like his injuries and stuff like that. The man looks in phenomenal shape and is, but those injuries have piled up, and you could see it. Now the crowd did motivate Tanahashi. There were a lot of big chants during this. There was a massive Zack Sabre, Zack Sabre Jr., Zack, that kind of stuff. There was "Let's Go Red Shoes" chants, and actually we did that as Super J Cup, and that was pretty cool. Red Shoes popped for that. There was a "Fuck You Brexit" chant. That was fucking brilliant because we know that Zack Sabre Jr. fights with his brain and underlying hatred of the British Conservative Party. It was just it was a really, really good match. It's a typical match that you would see from these guys. I didn't take a ton of notes on it because there were good submissions as you would expect. You had Tana coming back using his veteran experience and stuff like that. Nice high fly flow spot into a triangle. Zack Sabre Jr. kept trying to kept trying to retain his title, but in the end, high fly flow pinned Zack Sabre Jr. 1, 2, 3. The crowd loved it, and the crowd loved both guys. I was shocked. This is the one that shocked me. I figured Zack Sabre Jr. was going to win. No. And Tanahashi winning here, he'll probably drop it at King of Pro Wrestling or something. Or they could have him hold it till Wrestle Kingdom. I mean, well, maybe have him drop it to King of Pro Wrestling and then he faces Chris Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom 14, because I think that's what we're going to get. We will see, though. Zack Sabre Jr. did beat up some young lions afterwards. Crowd loved it. Tana looked happy. I was very, very happy for Tanahashi. If this is a nice way to give him one more championship run, cool. I'm all for it. And then we go to Okada versus Minoru Suzuki, IWGP Championship. I wanted Suzuki to win. I so badly wanted him to win. I knew he wouldn't, and it wasn't, for a lack of trying him, obviously, but I knew Okada was going to win. I knew it. Fucking hell, I wanted Suzuki to win. And boy, did this crowd want Suzuki to win. That's no disrespect against Okada. Even though he got some boos, he did get quite a few boos. Suzuki got a thunderous pop in this crowd singing Kaza ni Nare. The way they did that, fucking hell, it nearly shook the roof off. It shook my headphones that I was wearing when I was watching the show, because the speakers on the computer aren't all that good. But this was just this was a phenomenal match, as you would expect from these guys. Dueling chants. Got arm focused by Suzuki, including that one spot where he does it in the ropes and everything. Does a really cool spot. It goes outside. There's this point where he sits up. He waits for Okada to sit up, and then he runs down from the ramp. Suzuki does a PK. That was a really nice spot and everything. More submissions in the ring. Okada does come back. Suzuki does cut him off. It really looked like Suzuki was going to get it. He couldn't quite hit the gotcha style pile driver, but he did come close. He came very, very close to hitting that. The crowd was, again, a lot. I cannot put over again how great this crowd was. This crowd was great. There was this freaking strike, this forearm strike to the back of the head by Suzuki. Looked just deadly. Huge drop kick from Suzuki. Rainmaker hit, but nope. Suzuki does counter the spinning Rainmaker. Gotch countered. He countered that again. 2 drop kicks from Okada. Okada with a Rainmaker for 3. So again, disappointing. I'm not disappointed in Okada. I just really wanted to see Suzuki win and hold it at least till King of Pro Wrestling. If he had lost it at King of Pro Wrestling, okay. I get why they didn't have Suzuki win, because then Okada's, cutting a promo in Japanese, but also in a little bit of English, and he actually speaks pretty good English, especially for it not being his first language. He's, obviously, I need to tell you that, but he even says before that he, one more time to Suzuki's being, sent back up the ramp. They want to do this match again, I'm all for it. I don't know if it should be for the title, but I would be all for it. Sonata comes down, and basically, since Sonata beat Okada in the G1 tournament, we're probably going to get that match at King of Pro Wrestling, which I think is pretty smart. And then we're going to get Ibushi versus Okada at Wrestle Kingdom. I think that's pretty obvious. I don't know where this leaves Suzuki, but I will say it's one of the best matches I've seen him have in a while. I mean, he always has really, really good matches when you give him, if you give him 15 to 20 minutes, he's going to have close to the match of the night. Because even at 51 years old, that's just how goddamn good he is. But overall, B. B plus. B plus for this reason. I liked how a lot of the matches actually flowed pretty damn well. And I'm not putting the tech issues and that kind of stuff or whatever. Every match flowed really, really well. Crowd was alive. Energy was there. 2 shocking title changes, one more shocking than the other. Got to give it a B+. If I don't put a poll up there, please let me know what you guys think in the comments. And also, I may review NXT TakeOver Cardiff after I watch All Out tonight, maybe. So don't try to put spoilers for that. But I heard that the crowd was pretty alive for that. But anyway, leave your thoughts about Royal Quest in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritland. I'll see you soon.